Good morning, YouTube. I'm here with Jax Austin, helping him do a little bit of work on his bus. But today, I want to show you something that most buses don't have. He's installed a system to run on used vegetable oil. So we're going to crawl under the bus and we'll show you some of the components and show you how you hooked it up to the engine. I think it's a great idea. Alright, so the heart of this is, he starts out with two semi-fuel tanks. They got used ones welded together into a big 120-gallon tank. The fuel line comes out, goes through this fuel filter that's heated, and right next to it, this silver box, this is a Vasco that heats the coolant lines, or it heats the coolant for the engine. So it'll keep the engine warm. It'll also keep all the veggie oil warm. The veggie oil has to be warmed so that it'll be thinner and be able to burn efficiently. So these red lines here are the coolant line, and then the black line is, there's one is the fuel line and one is the return line. For any excess fuel comes right back. Now it goes over here is the fuel pump for the Veggie system. Same kind of fuel pump. I mean, basically, other than the heating of the fuel, heating the Veggie oil, it's identical to the diesel side of things for the most part. So now let's go up to the engine and we'll see the cool part of it. So the fuel line and the coolant lines are all wrapped up in this aluminum foil coming up from the pump and goes up to the top of the engine. And I'm going to climb over on the other side to show you all. Fuel lines come up over here into this heat exchanger. So you got coolant going in and you have fuel going in. Coolant comes out the bottom and fuel comes out the bottom. So the fuel coming out comes over here through, let me see.
Yep. That's the feed.
This is the feed for the veggie oil?
Correct. Well, it's a feed for both.
Okay, so that's right.
That's what selects the fuel that goes into the engine.
Right. So we've got diesel coming in from the bottom.
Yep.
We've got veggie oil coming in from the top.
Yep.
And so you can switch between which one's feeding into the engine down through here. Essentially,
it's just a really expensive, fancy ball valve.
Right. Right. Now, what they've done that's sort of unique, or actually, I don't know anybody else who's done this, they've eliminated the fuel filter up here, the fuel bowl. The fuel goes in, it lies off down in here somewhere, and goes to either end of the fuel rail. Mm-hmm. And so it's just pumping fuel in to both ends, whichever fuel they select. It comes back out of the other end of the fuel rail, what doesn't get pushed in through the injectors. This side, same kind of selector switch, and it's set up same way, or selector valve. When they throw the switch to choose, then it switches back. This is veggie oil going return, and this is diesel return. So any fuel that isn't used by the engines return back to the tank. What they've done is put this pressure regulator in. And there's a way, the thing over here, they can adjust it to have back pressure. So by restricting the pressure of the fuel going back to the tank, it creates the pressure inside those fuel rails to put it into the injectors. pretty ingenious that by eliminating that fuel bowl and just a couple of these valves with the fittings, it is able to run on diesel or veggie oil. From the reports, they're running on veggie oil. You can pretty much tell whether it came from a chicken place or a French fry place. I'm sure fish fry place would be a very interesting smell as the bus drives down the road. It actually runs smoother, quieter when he's running veggie oil. And basically, if you look at on Jax Austin's channel, you can see like a 38-minute video of them explaining this. They strain the oil through pantyhose to get the big chunks out. The fuel filter's taken out all the rest. You pull up any restaurant that has a fryer, ask if they got any used oil they want to get rid of, or there are people that do get it and strain it and sell it. And from what Jack says, $1 a gallon. I'm paying $3 something, $3.09, $3.19 for diesel. He's going to get the same mileage for $1 a gallon. If I had room under my bus for tanks, I would be thinking about this. Maybe on the next bus. See you later, YouTube. More fun down the road.